the connection though between Mastodon, the Mastodon thing, and what we were just talking about in a broader, they were saying, oh, it's true for online more broadly. It's like true for like in terms of society. It's like if we're talking about more decentralized and distributed systems, how are we dealing with and confronting authoritarianism and fascism and where these tendencies bubble in a way where we're still embracing and holding on to cooperative and democratic values and principles. Right. And to me, it does go back to the decentralization versus distribution distinction and conversation. Right. It's like us, like in this room, and people who agree with our values and our politics and whatever, we have to come together and organize and join forces. And in my mind, hope that there's enough of a critical mass of people that are on the same page to where these types of tendencies and whatnot can't flourish and then ultimately, swing back to bite us in the ass. Right. And it does come down to like, what do you stand on? What values do you stand on? And like the spaces that you're opening up, digital or in real life, like how does it reflect those values? Right. And how are you going to defend whatever it is that you're building? Right.
Right.
Shit, man.
But me personally, I wouldn't take that level of disrespect.
Yeah.
No, but it's like trust, like just saying, yeah, no, don't fuck with this. This is what I do fuck with. We're on the same page about that. Right. And we don't care to let anybody else in or build with anyone who doesn't understand these things.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. But then it's like, shit, sometimes I start sentences and I don't have
No, bro, I'm thinking my head's swirling with thought.
I'm like so sleepy, but I also have so much energy. I don't know where the fuck my brain is at right now.
It sounds like you need a sperm, dude. Get a sperm out real quick.
I fucking sperm today, man.
You know what I think it is, though? I think it's that this conversation that we're talking about, there's no clear consensus or like resolution for most people like on this subject and topic, especially when it comes to online stuff, because the thinking goes, oh, you're starting this thing, what is it, only for leftists now? What, I gotta be Malcolm X to join specs? I gotta be Malcolm X to be on your platform? But really it's like that's the kind of like,
well, and also just like the thing that always troubles me is like that people even getting what anti-authoritarianism is, and because I feel like a lot of people could have the same values as us 90%, and then like there's just another layer. It's like, oh, but and like they'll even, for lack of a better word,
I think you should beat your kids. Yeah, totally.
Or they'll just like
that kind of shit.
Like they'll just kind of like infiltrate. Like they will have the same principles and think it's all a good idea.
Not even in a malicious way, you're saying. It's like they know that they're not in full alignment, but they're like, but I want to be in here.
I just don't. I think education is a big part of this. Yeah, like huge.
And in the like, onboarding, like in the sign up.
Yeah,
online
it can't just be
in real life.
I was gonna say it can't just be on the platform.
Right. It can't just be like, wow, look, these all interact, and isn't that cool? It's like, no, you also. Like, what is your code?
Right.
What is your programming? It's just as important. Like,
and that I feel like that's maybe what put me off of like just on the inaccessibility part of Mastodon, where it feels like it is more for just like anybody who's like tech savvy and knows how to function on the internet.
Right.
Which like, when has that ever said anything about anybody's like just moral outlook, ethics, political leaning? Like that says absolutely nothing. So it's like anybody who can figure out how to get on this app can get on. And it's not me. I'm not on the app. I just have the app. But like,
I feel like part of this onboarding, because I feel like Digital Zion is such a our lives are so inextricable from the internet now, at least mine is,
Mm-hmm.
that like digital Zion is like it will be almost like a way of life.
Yeah.
And I feel like part of onboarding that, enabling people, is having that dialogue in front of them like we're doing, but then also, you know,
you got to bake it in
Yeah.
to the design of the actual platform.
Yeah.
And the onboarding, the sign.
Yeah.
You know
Absolutely.
what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
That's
no,
what I think.
Yeah.
You like put yourself in Mastodon's shoes, like you have what they have right now. Make a simple fucking landing page.
Right.
Say, here's the broader protocol that we created. Now here's our node on that protocol.
Right.
Yeah.
And here's the other thing, and I don't think that they will ever do this. Then create a governance, an entire democratic governance system and channel for that node.
Right.
Right.
This is where we decide how the shit works, from design to everything.
Right.
To get on our node, here are the values you need to have. Maybe it's a quiz. Maybe they're, to streamline it.
We do what boomer Republicans have been asking for years and making the tests to vote harder.
Right.
Yeah,
you should have 125 IQ to vote.
But it's like, they're giving you the protocol on up top.
Right.
This is the give and the take. If you don't want to deal with that, go ahead and do your own.
Yeah.
And here's what you need to know, and here's how it works. But this is in terms of the trust and the cultural and subcultural credibility and the whatever. This is what we need.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like also just personally from knowing you also and your kind of design sensibility, I feel like just there are so many. You meet people like yourself and you realize there are so many ways to make things easier and better looking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, and I think the reason so often those things aren't baked in to the other shit is because it just doesn't make money sense.
Doesn't make money. Yep.
Yeah.
And if you do those two things, make it look cool, make it easy to understand, and then it's free, and then it's cool, then it's like you're covering a lot of ground with just doing that, because then you're at least passing it down. It's like, okay, maybe this particular node or whatever is shit, but look, like this principle of governance, now anyone can use that.
Right.
You know? And I think us just being who we are and talking about this is already like a crazy upgrade.
Yeah.
To the conversation.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like
Right.
the fact that you're watching a show because let's talk about how we're categorized. First of all, it's going to be very hard to do that to begin with, but two, it's like what we're adjacent to is pretty wild. It's to have things like governance and these conversations had amongst what is ostensibly our audience.
Right.
It's kind of unprecedented.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. And if you can take that model and just say that's the part that you can take and, take it wherever you want, you know, then that's just something that's fundamentally opposed to something like that. What was it called? The fucking
Gab.
Yeah. Yeah.